Perry. He's not the guy who played Jack. Or Jack. Isn't Jack Ryan?
Perry the Platypus.
Oh, it is the same guy. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
That completely went over my head.
Okay, wanted us to be quiet.
Wait, is it the guy from The Wire?
It's the guy Graham. From, Jack Ryan.
Wendell Pierce.
Oh, I'm in. That's
he's Perry. Yeah.
Nope.
The platypus?
Perry the editor.
Dang it.
So I saw a clip where Perry sends a decoy platypus swinging into a fake window. You fell for my fake window trick, and he's swinging. I fell for the fake platypus swinging trick.
Man, I gotta say, with Phineas and Ferb, it remains like one of the better Disney Channel shows that have not only like aged well, but it's still talked about to this day. Unlike the other shows that came out after Phineas and Ferb came to its end.
That and Gravity Falls are probably the only two good animated shows or the last two.
Yeah.
Maybe the DuckTales remake was also pretty good.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have to have another show at a different time where we rank Disney animated shows. That could be a lot of fun. But of course, tonight, folks, we're here to rank the Jim Balant and Catwoman comic book cover. So good evening, everybody. Happy Monday.
Hey there, true believers.
Evening, everyone.
There is no happy Monday.
Greetings, true believers. Thank you for joining this stream.
Yep. Thank you very much. We're going to wait here a couple more moments, see if we get some more folks to come in. Again, thank you for joining us for tonight's cover stream. Hopefully you're able to check out last night's where we went through the top books from the previous 20 shows. I can't believe it's already been 20 shows.
That's crazy.
To pick the best of the best, and through our scientific process, we came out with Crisis number 7 being the best cover that we've seen so far.
Interesting.
Amy, did you fire your sister again?
No, she's just sitting up with Dad for a bit.
Is he doing any better?
Yeah, he's doing better. She might pop back in later if she gets a chance if the show goes on. But I just thought it's just me here for right now. So if she shows up, then I'll go ahead and switch us both in, and we can, if that's okay.
Yeah,
it's all good.
That's perfectly fine. So let me introduce the panel we have here tonight. Starting off, going right to left on my screen here, I've got RDV. How you doing, Dr. Venkman?
I'm doing great. Ready to rank some kitty.
All right. Next to him, we've got Dominic. Dominic, good evening.
Good evening to you too, Elican, everyone. First off, Dr. Venkman, control yourself. And yeah, welcome everybody to as we rank covers of Joe Duffy and Jim Balant's Catwoman run.
All right. Thank you, Dominic. And next on the list here is Zach. Hey, welcome, Zach.
Hey, I just want a friendly reminder and announcement to the chat. Black Cat was always better than Catwoman.
Oh, fighting words.
Ooh.
Well, it is,
I know I'm the best, but Catwoman has a nice rack.
No, Felicia Day, Black Cat, not this one. Although this one's name tag does line up with Felicia. Not Felicia Day. Did I say Hardy?
Yeah, Felicia Hardy there.
Sorry, not Felicia Day. Felicia Day was only best in Supernatural.
Terrible. So
yeah, Felicia Day only works well in Supernatural.
Yeah, and since Zach doesn't since Zach can't appreciate Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, can we take a unanimous vote to kick him out of the stream?
No, yeah, well, we'll see how long.
This isn't Survivor. We don't kick
so next to Zach, we've got our comics professor, Eric Breen. How are you, sir?
Anybody want to join me in a rendition of Rocky Top? I know Jay does.
Well, Rocky Top will always be home to me, sweet, sweet Tennessee. So,
I was trying to rhyme NCAA champion, but I couldn't do that.
Yeah,
maybe Jay will come up with something for me.
There you go. And thank you, Eric. And next to him, we got the evil Black Cat, although not looking so evil now. How you doing, Cat?
So far, so good.
He looks like Toothless.
Yeah.
Toothless was pretty cute.
Yep. And then we've got one of the Lester sisters tonight, Amy. How you doing, Amy?
Hey, doing all right.
All right. You looking forward to seeing these covers?
Oh, sure. Catwoman's always been a fun character. I
All
do
right.
actually know the Batman characters and villains a little better than the Spider-Man characters somehow. Even though I feel like I know Spider-Man better than Batman. I don't know how that happened. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well,
It
probably
happens.
in terms of,
Right?
at least initially having the better movies and better cartoons. So,
Well, there you go.
yep.
Yeah,
So
and
before we
also
get started-
because popular characters like Paul weren't introduced until much later in the run, unlike Batman, where all the popular characters were introduced at the beginning.
Oh, good point. Yeah. Like Catwoman, she goes back pretty far into the Batman comics history, right?
Issue number 1.
Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
Issue number 1 of his solo series, but Batman did have a few appearances in Detective Comics before he got a solo series.
Of course, she never looked quite like this in the early days, but
No, I guess not.
yep. So before we get started here, I want to mention the fact that we do have a poll up for a future to determine a future cover ranking, and we've got 4 choices. We've got the Hal Jordan Green Lantern Silver Age books. We've got the 1991 New Warriors from Marvel. We've
The
got,
real New Warriors.
Yeah, Devil Dinosaur from the 1970s. That would be Jack Kirby era. And we've got Submariner comics from 1941. So go ahead and make your choices. We'll announce at the end of the show which one of those 4 books wins, and will be set up for a future.
You know, I'm offended. It should be Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur covers.
There is a correct answer in this poll, and right now only 17% of y'all are voting for it.
Well,
no,
that percentage just
21,
went down,
21. No, it just went up. 21%.
we're
Zach,
Fake
you'll
news.
end up voting for that.
Fake news, Breen.
Give me Kibble Smith or give me.
I
another
mean,
title.
how many covers you get to see with the awesome Hal Jordan and Pie Face?
So many Hal Jordans.
Green Lantern.
No, don't. New Warriors just shrunk back down to 18%. Come on, guys, do your part. Still more than Devil Dinosaur.
That's right.
First
Stick it
cover
farther.
appearance of Hal Jordan meeting Flash. Which you're on the channel.
Not rating.
There's one right answer, and it is Green Lantern.
I'm not rating a book that has it's Kid Nova.
All right. Well,
Hey, Marita.
you guys can make your, you can go online, you can make your votes and make your voice heard. So we're going to go ahead and get things kicked off. And we're actually, well, before I do that, as a reminder, we rate this on a 1 to 10 system, with 1 being god awful, all the way up to 10 being super awesome. So for those folks that are currently watching, go ahead. We value and want your input to help us decide where these books should go. And then if you're watching this afterwards, please leave a comment. Please leave your rankings in the comments, and we'll get those and we'll add and make adjustments and do an update in the future. And of course, if you like this content, please click like and subscribe, and make sure you click that bell, the notification to all, so you get every notification when YouTube is acting appropriately. And I think with that, unless I'm forgetting anything else, we should be ready to go.
Just make sure you check the ticker down because it covers the actual photo.
All right. I'll take the ticker down just because you asked. All right. Well, we're going to kick off with the Rare Zero issue here. So this was Catwoman Zero, which actually came out a little whiles after, I believe, because this came out post 0 hour, I think, wasn't it?
Yes, correct.
During 0 hour.
So
wait, are you sure?
Yeah,
you sure it's after?
That's why it's 0.
Yeah, this is the 0 hour tie-in.
yeah. So with the Zero, Amy, why don't you kick us off first and tell us, what do you think of Catwoman Zero?
Wow, that looks very exciting. Is she jumping out of the window?
I think so.
Jumping in.
Yes, he is.
She's just going backwards.
And this cat has an arrow pointed at it. Was the arrow on the cover? Or is that somebody did somebody draw that? Why is this cat?
That is interesting. Yeah, that cat is circled.
I don't think that arrow is supposed to be there. So whatever source England team, whatever source England team got this from, I don't think the arrow in the circle over the cat was originally on the cover.
He's showing y'all where evil black cat is on the cover.
Yeah, that is the first cover appearance of me.
Oh.
So actually, no, I know that Jim Balant was hiding cats on his comic book, so maybe someone was circling it and showing that there's a cat there.
Oh,
But
okay.
cat, since you hadn't been born yet, is that like foreshadowing?
Yes. What year did this come out in?
94.
Okay,
94.
Yeah.
This is foreshadowing the greatness of next year.
Okay. You don't have to. You don't
You
have
sure
to.
it wasn't your father? Less evil black cat?
Yeah.
Soon to be regretting life choices, Black Cat.
All right. So, Amy, what are your thoughts on this opening cover here?
Yeah. Well, I'm interested in knowing more about the black cat with the arrow pointing at it. But otherwise, I think Catwoman, it's a nice drawing of her. Her costume is very purple, and that's cool. I can't really criticize anything about the drawing. It's really strong, but I'm not like totally like, ooh, what's happening, right? Like I'm not quite sure I get what the motivation for it is. I think the motivation is Catwoman, and but it is a good drawing. I'll give this a 9 because it is definitely awesome, but I'm sure there's going to be some super awesome ones tonight too, because this is still off to a really good start.
I'm going to tell Rhaegar real quick. This was not the first issue. There were several issues in when they did this. A couple of titles started with #1, but that was just timing, and they were 0-hour tie-ins to begin with. But this was not the first issue.
Well, also, after 0 hour came to an end, and each individual DC titles have an issue 0, it would showcase the aftermath.
Yeah. Okay. VENKMAN.
Looking at this, I like the long whip. It makes you make more sense. I'm gonna go with an 8 on this.
An 8. Okay. And next up is Dominic.
I'm giving this one a 9, because the composition is on point, and because Selena is jumping out of the building, it makes you curious. Here's what is going on. On top of the background, really helps emphasizing this moment in action.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Evil Black Cat.
Well, there's a photo of me in it, so definitely a 10.
Yep.
I am narcissistic like that.
So you're really going with a 10. Okay.
It's a pretty good drawing of him.
All right. So Eric, what's up?
Well, I'm going to quote a line from a great Richard Thompson song. Did she jump or was she pushed?
The eternal question.
But I'm going to give this an 8. There's some stupid animal in the right-hand corner.
All right, Zach.
Is it a stupid animal if it outwits you every live stream?
Does it?
Yes.
If it was a dog, it'd be a 10. But as it stands, I'm going to give this a 5.
If that keeps your eyes closed in the morning or whenever you go to bed, then you go right on thinking that.
It's meh. Oh, it's a character jumping out a window, not fighting anyone. No, I'm saying 5. Sorry, it's meh.
Really? A 5?
It's a
Okay.
5.
Mr. Grinch has entered the chat.
What if she had a fuzzy collar?
Yeah, it kind of looks like she is jumping on the window because there's a tornado behind her is chasing her.
If she had a collar, I think it'd be a 5.5.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of like the Dutch angle look here a little bit. I mean, you could make the argument that he's trying to channel kind of like a 66 Batman feel to it a little bit. Again, you get the trademark, and I know we'll see it throughout, I think, through several of the other covers of how Jim Balant loved to draw her whip just going all over the place, which gives a really clever aesthetic to it. So
it's like Daredevil. It's like Daredevil's thing, his Billy Club, where it just the whip part goes in all kinds of crazy directions.
Yeah, although
like,
I argue this makes more sense, but
yeah, I agree. It makes more sense here.
Well, she knows how to not gonna get tangled because she can see. He can't.
Yeah. So it's a very solid profile cover. I'm going to go with an 8.
All right.
Right. So
I guess one last thing I will add about this cover is the colors really help set the mood of issue 0.
Yeah. Well, there must be something to this cover because it's got Eric and Boyd so flustered he just added himself.
All right, let's see what we've got in the chat here. We start off with Jay coming out with a 10, saying this is everything that's great with the 90s style.
Yeah, Breen, you can't.
It is very 90s looking.
You can't judge Eric and Boyd for making mistakes when typing. He's doing it with one hand.
Oh, dude.
No.
Cleanser with a 9. We've got Eric and Boyd with a 10. And we've got Joe tonight starting off with a 9. And we've got one slick dude with an 8 saying the background sky looks like a tornado. And let's see. Rhaegar says 9. It would be a 10, but I think having a 0 as your starting comic in a series is pretentious and dumb. Just start with one like a normal person. Well, again, Rhaegar, like we said, they actually start with the 0. This came about a year after the book had started. So Undead Quinn comes in with an 8. And then let's see, as we scroll further down here, we've got Maranya saying a great action cover. Color suits the scene. Shadow on her attributes should be below, not on top, but otherwise well drawn. Score it a catty 10. All right. So we get our 4th 10 here so far.
Check Zach's tallest in his Testron level.
Let's see. Jackson is saying the motivation to show off her assets and make the boys buy it. Yeah, and I think it was pretty effective for the time. Ethereal Dragon gives it a 9.
To be fair, a lot of them had like Thorn. They all had the same skin tight costumes.
They kind of do.
And then let's see. Jackson comes in with an 8. And I think we've got one more vote in here with a couple more. Gosh darn it, dumb cursor. MK comes in with a 10. Good healthy participation so far. And Dark Admiral comes in with an 8.
I'm a chair.
And let's see.
Mark Chair says, "Remember to smash the like button."
I gotta know.
Right.
He's an admiral. For what?
And
the Rabbit Navy.
That is the last vote we've got. So we start out with 10, 15. Yeah, we're starting out with 19 folks so far. So that's great. So thank you again for showing up,
Eric.
And we come out.
Stand back. There's a hurricane coming through.
On this cover?
Yep.
So our opening cover here is going to populate and show up in the 9 category.
Ragnar, we got your 10.
Very overrated.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see here. Well, we'll see how we go now with the official number 1.
Well, Zach wanted the Anne Hathaway or the damn it. What's it? Michelle Pfeiffer variant.
You had it right the first time.
Yep. So here we are with the official number 1. And when she's bad, she's very, very bad. And to kick us off on this one is RDV.
10, dude. It's just fun with this book. Everything. The art, the background, hot babe on the front, and then Joe Duffy's writing it, so you kind of knew you're getting good stuff.
All right, Dominic.
This will be our first 10. Everything is on point from the composition to Jim Balant utilizing like that particular angle, as well as the colors. Because like you have a good amount of shadows and lighting to capture this moment of Catwoman performing one of her heists.
Looks like colors.
Okay, Evil Black Cat.
All I can say is me. Wow, it's a 10 for me.
A 10 for you. All right, and let's see, Eric.
That is one impressive garbage can.
Who threw all that jewelry in there?
I think it's a pedestal, but sure.
Looks like a garbage can to me, but
it's from the Roman era.
One man's garbage, another man's treasure.
That's true. Yeah. So Andrew,
now I'm sure when they drew that, though, they probably said nobody's gonna look at that. I'll give us a 9.
Wow. Wow. Okay. And Zach.
That's a 10. That's how you do a cover. Night at the Museum with Catwoman. That's a 10.
A 10. All right. So let's see.
Mock me now, chat. They probably will anyway. Yeah. I like the dinosaur skeletons in the background too.
He gave you permission to mock him, so he cannot regret.
Anyone who knows me knows that if dinosaurs are involved, it's an automatic win. And this has dinosaur skeletons, so there you go.
Okay. Yeah. Well, before we continue, congratulations to the Florida Panthers winning their first Stanley Cup, defeating Edmonton 2-1 in Game 7.
Congrats to people who don't care.
Hey, I'm running the ship tonight. I get to do what I want. So
hockey, you can give hockey. Hockey's good. Hockey's
to the Edmonton Oilers for coming all the way back and going.
You shouldn't be running any ship. You should be sailing the ship and steering it, not running it.
Hey, come on, people. Let's get this back on track.
Yeah.
It's a ship, not a train.
Sailing. And anyways, with this cover, I did want to point out that, of course, she's not swinging just a whip. It is a cat of 9 tails, because you can see the little
clever
edges there by her leg. But yeah, basically to echo a lot of what everybody said, I mean, this is such an improvement over the Zero cover, which is kind of funny when you think about the Zero cover came, a year plus afterwards. So
it was phoned in.
Yeah, so this is a 10 for me. And Amy.
It was phoned in.
Yeah, this is definitely a 10. There's some cool jewelry on it, and of course the dinosaurs, and it's just exciting. I'm like, oh, okay, so she's like in a museum, and I guess maybe it's not a heist. Maybe somebody threw away the jewelry, and she went, well, it's not stealing if nobody wants it. So
she's in the museum, and she gets chased out of the museum.
There you go. But it's
People
really
just
cool.
threw it away. People just threw it
away.
All
right. Let's see. Let's see what we've got from the chat here. We've got Eric and Boyd coming in with a 10. We've got Undead Quinn. I believe that's a 10. We've got Jay Lucian with a 10, saying it's gorgeous all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson comes in with a 10, even without the embossed image. Glenzer and Dark Admiral, both also 10s. I'm sensing a pattern here. Joe with a 10 as well. And let's see, Ethereal Dragon bringing us down with a 9. Let's see.
Ethereal, what the mess?
And Rhaegar, what the hell is wrong with Rhaegar? He's rating this a 5.
I was gonna say
Rhaegar.
That's the Ethereal Dragon. They must have got mixed up.
I don't get that.
I'm the only one rating 5s tonight.
Dan saying, I always found she looked naked as a teenager when the years were coming out. Okay. Let's see. One Slick Dude says 9. I've never seen a museum when the dinosaurs are in the same room as jewelry is displayed in. Let's just call it artistic license. Maranya, great design. Background color makes Catwoman stand out. Catwoman trade dress is perfection. Echoing Evil Black Cat, meow. Score a solid 10. Alrighty. And let's see, MK 10 for me. The lighting on the butt almost makes her look naked. Well, that might have been the point.
MK, I'm watching you. I'm judging you.
Let's see. Jay, of course, is acting a little butthurt. Both of the not the best teams won today. Sorry, Jay.
Sorry.
I didn't know you were an Oilers fan. And let's see. It looks like those are all the scores we have right now. So I will go ahead and throw up the stop sign, and I think this is going to be a pretty easy one here to score because we've got that 1-5, we've got 3 9s, and we've got 15 10s.
I think
I say it's a 10.
Yeah.
I think that 10s have it.
And yeah, it's a 10. So issue number 1 is a 10. So we'll see. That sets the mark to beat. And we will move on to issue number 2. And let me get the start. Oh, wow. Judgment Day won the tag titles back. Cool. And with that, we're going to start with Dominic here on issue number 2. What do you think, Dominic?
Oh, this one. I honestly give this one another 10. Then, similar to issue number 1, like the colors are on point, and as like the fires like help make Selena stand out, and not to mention like it gives readers a tease of what is happening in the page, as well as giving them the question, how did this? So what events led up to this particular moment? Is also very dramatic, and yeah, let's say again, composition's on point. I gotta appreciate Jim Balant, how he used like the Dutch angles. It was like for this cover, and he knows how to draw not just the figure but also facial expressions as well.
Okay, a 10 for you. Evil Black Cat.
Blue Window 10.
10. All right. And Eric.
Okay, I just watched 5 minutes of WWE, so I don't know if I can trust my judgment at this point.
Try.
Well, I'm looking at the cover and I'm waiting for 3 or 4 people to interfere in it. But I have to agree with my young colleague. Boob Window 10. Hey, look, I can't trust my judgment.
You can. So I take it that is a 10 for you too, Eric.
Yes.
All right, Zach.
I'm gonna give this one a 9. It does grab the attention. Obviously, there's some skin on this. The fire, though, the sense of urgency, like Dominic was saying, there's the whole. You probably are wondering how I got in this situation. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9.
All right. Well, to see battle damage Catwoman here, and that's her friend, right? I'm blanking.
Yeah, it's her friend. The one that was
Holly?
Holly.
That's her aunt friend.
Holly.
Yeah, Holly. Yeah. So I'm going to go a 10, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but I think though she's got marshmallows on her claws in the dress below the number.
She should.
Yeah,
She's making s'mores.
I mean, that's what the white looks like to me from here. So I'm just going to agree those are marshmallows. And I think
Holly looks like a marshmallow.
Clever ad. Let's see, Amy.
This is, well, certainly exciting. And hey, is this the window that she was jumping out of from the 0 issue? Because it's broken kind of the same way.
No. No, this is a different building from the one that was shown to us from issue 0.
She jumps out of a lot of buildings then. Although, if it's broken, I guess she didn't jump out. Did she jump in? I don't see glass anywhere. I might be thinking about this too much, but it is pretty exciting looking, I guess. And I'm trying to get a good look at her face. It looks like she's actually looking at her friend down here, like she might be concerned about her.
Mm-hmm.
Or she's mad
she's
at
very
her.
concerned.
But
No,
I can't
she's
say
concerned.
that she's mad at her. So, well, you know what? It certainly is exciting and makes you want to know more about what's going on. I'm gonna say it's. Oh, it's certainly better than the 0. I'll say it's awesome. I'll give it a 9.
9. Okay, and Venkman.
Context is king. This is right after Bane took over after he broke the Batman's back. So he had hired somebody to basically to go after Catwoman because she had got rid of her records. So that no one knows that Selena Kyle is Catwoman. So they fired a rocket into the explosion, and Holly got trapped in there. She's pissed. That's why she's angry on the cover there, and then she's got some battle damage. I love that she's got the cut on her arm, so bleeding everything.
Designated good guy area.
This is a 10, and it kind of makes you think of that. Okay, Holly's under all the debris, and she's kind of pale. Is she dead?
Yeah.
Or is she close to death's door?
She does look like a marshmallow.
Yeah. Well, and I also wanted to credit the inking job there that Dick Giordano did on it too. I mean, it really makes the
look
artwork
at her hair though. Look at the end of her hair, the tassel stuff. I love that, the detail.
Hey, you know how you can only tell there's one girl on the panel?
How?
Because only one person brought up her face.
Dang.
I literally just did that.
And we're gonna go to the chat, and Rhaegar. Well, Rhaegar, it's a nice thought to go 12 out of 10, but we can only count that as a 10. Let's see. Ethereal Dragon gets a 10.
I hope so.
As does Jay Lucian, saying this cover is epic. Joe talking about spoilers. Oh, sorry. I mean, I thought you were watching Raw. Eric and Boyd, Undead Quinn, and Glenzer all go 10. 1, 2, and 3. And Eric and Boyd also says she's got cat scratch fever with that torn costume. Yes. Joe a 10. Dark Admiral a 10. I'm sensing a pattern. Dan Alvin a 10, saying falling ember and trace of smoke beneath the trade dress. Compositionally perfect. Wow, that is high praise indeed. Let's see as we go further down. Oh, there's always a party pooper in there. Jack is at a 9. Let's see. Maranya, barrel cover, artistically torn costume sells Catwoman to the target audience. Color adds to the dramatic situation, tells a story. Me, wow cover, score a fiery 10. And let's see. Yeah, boob window for sure. Let's see. One Slick Dude also is in that 9 crowd. And we'll see how this impacts the scores. And let's see. Am I missing anybody? Oh, there we go. MK, love the battle damage. It's a 10. All right. So actually, this time around, I got one more 10 than the previous one.
It's the fire.
I think we will have another 10 on our hands once all is said and done, because we've got 4 9s and we've got 16 10s.
If that's not a 10, then there's a problem.
Yeah, that is going to be a 9.8.
So the 22 people watching that aren't voting, feel free to vote.
In any book, that is a 10. So we have our 10 of the night.
This person's a very good artist.
Let me go ahead.
Oh, Jim Balant? He's a talented artist.
Wait. LK, are we gonna do cover ranking of Tarot then?
Tarot? What's a tarot? I know what tarot is.
Tarot, Witch of the Black Rose.
Yeah.
Which if you're liking this art, I can suggest to you that you may or may not want to look that one up. Make sure that you have all the privacy settings on your browser when you do.
Make sure your mom's not watching behind you.
Yeah, that's true. But
just
we weren't able to keep his channel, man.
About it, you could do the first 12 or so, and I think get away with it even on YouTube.
Yeah, and beware that you restock on tissues.
Yeah, Catwoman's chest area looks like modern day Carol Danvers compared to anybody in tarot.
I like Blue Cat. It's cool.
Boob
By the
cat.
way, moving on to issue 3.
We are moving on to issue number 3.
Yeah.
And to start us off this time, it's the evil Black Cat. So, Black Cat, what do you think?
This is another 10 from me.
Another 10.
Mhm.
All right.
Reasons?
Anything really stand out there for you?
A couple.
Come on, man.
You
Somebody
set him
look
up.
at bed.
You set him up for that. Okay.
I know. Yeah, Eric, your thoughts.
I'm going to give this an 8.
An 8.
I'm not a fan of the the claw feet.
Yeah. Okay.
I said it's good cover. I do like the detail in the guy. I mean, she literally kicked the spit out of him.
Yeah.
But, yeah. That's I'll stick.
And the claw marks on his face too.
Blood on her
Yeah,
claws.
that's true. So, Zach.
Welcome to the jungle. I'm gonna give this. There's another broken window back there. I'm sensing a
I know,
theme.
right?
God, she just does not like windows. I think she heard someone talk about shattering the glass ceiling, but she's
just
vertically challenged.
Close
So
enough.
she's like, a window is good enough. I'm
Defensive.
gonna give this one a 7. I think it's all right. I don't hate the claw feet. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna give it a 7.
All
Good,
right.
good karate kick action, Sergeant Slaughter. Why do you only have a
Stick.
a stick?
Because
Like,
they're
get a
in
gun.
South America where Bane was raised, the island. So
Okay.
they
Why
don't
can't he
need-
have Why can't he have a gun? A gun like the first guy?
Because there's probably 30 more guys with guns.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yep. All right. So let's see. It's my turn. Yeah. I mean, thematically, it's a nice cover. Not quite as dramatic as the previous two, so that's gonna downgrade it here for me. So yeah, I think I'm in the 8 category on this one. Amy.
Let's see. Well, I think it's kind of funny that the stick this guy's carrying, the little stripes on the end of it, it looks like he unscrewed it from a small broom or something. So there's a broom head lying around somewhere without a handle. So I don't know. Maybe he was a janitor. But maybe that's not the important thing right now. We still don't know why the windows are broken. But I like the colors. I think the little claw feet are kind of cute. But they make her look more like a bear than a cat, but they're still cute shoes.
They do kind of make her look like a bear.
Right? It's cute.
Yeah. Well, Bear Woman doesn't roll off the tongue quite
Right.
as easily.
No, it doesn't. I think this one is an 8.
An 8. All right. And Venkman.
I'm liking if you look more at her mask around her eyes, it's usually the Spider-Man mask where they have the lens there, but it's not. They just show her eyes. Shows how her emotions, her teeth, her lips. But then if you also look at her hair, it's optical illusion. It blends in with the background, so it kind of looks like she's just wearing a mask. Or if you zoom out, then there's her hair. So so whatever you prefer. Yeah, I mean the claw feet were probably it was a short-lived thing, probably because she's not using any guns. But yeah, I like the fact that she not literally kicked the spit out of that guy. Not only that, probably blinded him. The other guy at this point, he's like, "Oh crap! I'm just gonna use a stick. That's all I have." But yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8.
An 8. All right. And Dominic.
Yeah, I gotta give this one an 8 as well. Well, once again, the composition is on point, along with the usage of perspective. The color choices are not bad. However, I think what would have made it better if they have the greens complemented with other colors with the blue, different a lighter or a darker shade. No, shades of blue blue and whatnot, so they not only complement each other, but also like capture the the sunset atmosphere, because it gives off the impression that Selena is fighting off the soldiers like during and late afternoon, getting close to the evening.
Okay.
Plus the retractable claws in her boots. Okay, I can understand. However, it makes you want to ask yourself, how often is she actually going to use those retractable claws within her boots?
The other thing you guys probably didn't point out is that the sun's actually above the tree by where the M is on Catwoman, her logo. That's the sun.
Yeah. Okay. Sun or moon rising. So let's see what we get from the chat here. So Jackson, 2 things stand out, and that allows him to give it a 10.
They're gravity defying too.
Yeah, very much so. Undead Quinn is in the 8 category. And let's see, Glenzer gives it a 9. And Rhaegar, again, not liking these covers, he gives it a 4.
Rhaegar's a dog person. That's got to be it.
So Eric
I
and
approve of.
Joe both give it 9s. Eric notes that she is clawing her way to the top. Let's see. We've got Joe telling Rhaegar where he's born and raised at. Maranya is saying Catwoman number 3 is an action cover in great detail. Color is good. Something feels off though, so this gets a solid 8. Yeah, I think that's kind of way we were all feeling about this cover. Ethereal and One Slick Dude also give it 8s. And let's see, Dark Admiral 7, we ran out of guns, so you get a stick. Sort of.
Yeah.
You could just be a different type of officer.
The other thing is
it's a 10, and it's a cool.
I was going to say that the reason why he probably has a stick is probably because she's a woman and doesn't feel he doesn't need to use a gun on her. It's the 90s, remember?
Yeah.
He's probably in South America. They probably look down on women.
I bet she's gonna have an easy time cutting it with her claw toes.
Yeah. So, and Dan Alvin gives it a 9, saying Joe Duffy's writing this. I thought women weren't allowed as creatives in comics until 2016 or so.
Aha! That's what they want people to think.
Well, she went by Joseph.
Yeah. So, Rhaegar, I'm just curious if you want to put in the chat why you've been ranking these so low.
Yeah, Rhaegar. Admiral. Fare thee well.
Oh, night, Dark Admiral. Have a good one. And let's see. We got a 4. We've got 2 7s. We've got 9 8s. And we've got 4 9s. And we've got 3 10s this time. So 5, 10, 12, 16, 18. So that is 19 votes this time around. And that is going to put this one in the 8 category. And so Rhaegar is saying cat toes are dumb, also boring cover. Okay. Wow. That is your choice.
You call this boring?
See if I can find it in the small. There it is.
I mean, it's maybe compared to other covers, I might consider it boring.
Maybe he's just a Black Cat fan.
Maybe.
He could be. You just never know.
He's anti-Catwoman.
And he is saying, also I ranked a couple high, not that it should matter. Well, yeah, it's as we say, it's subjective, even though we try to put a layer of objectivity on it.
When I see someone give it something like a 2 or 3, it's like you're just saying a movie sucks and not tell me why.
Oh, get ready.
Yeah. All right. We are on to number 4, and Eric Breen gets to start us off this time. Catwoman with a machine gun. Go.
Well, AK-47 actually. Not a machine gun. This is a rifle.
Well, I mean, it looks. I was going to say,
Eric, or is that you just
from the design of the magazine, it looks like he was trying to draw an AK-47.
Yeah.
So, okay, to be precise, an automatic rifle.
No, it's not. It's not. Yeah, it's an automatic rifle, but it's not an assault rifle. Let's just saying.
Yeah. So, anyways, with all our gun talk, Eric, what do you think?
You know what? I'm going to give us a 10.
A 10.
I said this is more like it. Just blasting away with it or whatever the hell kind of gun this is. I don't subscribe to guns and ammo. And more importantly, I don't care.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can tell you, it looks like it's got a pistol grip on it. It looks like it's got a collapsing stock.
What part of I don't care did you not hear?
I like the fact that her boobs are so big she can't put it in her shoulder. She has to put it in where
that's what you should notice.
Yeah, the stock is on her upper arm. Yeah.
It's not her upper arm, but it's definitely somewhere.
Hey, you guys remember that episode of Game of Thrones that everybody hated because it was so dark you could barely see anything without like closing your eyes and squinting at the screen? That's what this reminds me of. I give it a 4.
Wow, a 4. Okay.
You're out.
She should turn the gun on you.
I gave you a reason. Hey, I gave you reasons.
Yeah, no, you gave us a reason. It may or may not be good. So it's funny seeing this. I just noticed this the first time that these Catwoman books still have the comics code sticker on it.
Yep.
Oh, interesting. I didn't even notice that.
So
I wasn't even looking there.
Yeah. Again, it's one of those things where the more you look at this, the more you kind of pick out some of the details. You see the same thing going on with the hair that Venkman mentioned on the last cover. I think a really clever lighting effect in terms of highlighting your face based off the muzzle flash.
Look at the flower.
There.
Flower's beautiful.
Yeah. Poison Ivy's in this issue.
Oh, God, I hope not. So, I mean, all that being said, at the same time, it is kind of a simple cover. So I think I'm going to be in the 8 range on this one.
If anybody says it's too dark to see what's going on, she's obviously holding a gun and shooting, being shot at. How can you not see that? Are you blind?
All right. Amy, your vote.
We all know Zach doesn't like dark things. Got him a flash.
That's a cheap shot.
All right. It's Amy's turn.
Come on, guys.
It has some issues in some of the construction, but the flower is really pretty, and she's just got like a gun, and I don't think there's going to be too many like comics where she's just going full Rambo doing something. This looks kind of exciting and fun, and I don't know if I'd enjoy it because it's probably too violent, but darn, it makes a cool poster. So I think I'll give this one a 10.
A 10. All right. Venkman.
The anatomy on the body, dear God, that's a 10 by itself. But
you can see her ribs.
The blue muzzle fire is kind of weird. I mean, they're at nighttime, so I don't. Maybe it's a gas fed. I don't know. Whatever. But obviously, she's being shot at, and then she's pissed off. She's firing back, and she's pissed because her boobs are so big she can't hold the gun properly. So she's trying to hold as much as she can, and she's just going ah. She's basically shooting. This is a 10. I mean, somebody said there's a UPC on this cover. I don't see it at all.
All right, Dominic.
All right. Well, despite of the model color choices, which makes it a little too dark for comfort. But other than that, everything is on point from the composition of the anatomy, the action, the background, as well as the shadows and lighting.
Okay. Yeah. So what would that make your score?
I honestly give this one a 10.
A 10. Okay. And Evil Black Cat?
10.
10. All right. So wide variety there from our panel. Let's see what the chat says. We have starting out. No, that is not a laser rifle, Undead Quinn. And Glenzer.
This is not G.I. Joe.
Yes.
Or Spider-Man.
Yeah, and Dan mentions the fact that if it's a bump stock, you can't look at it. And Undead Quinn also gives it a 7. Well, bump stocks are legal again. So
they're legal now.
Yeah, so Ethereal Dragon gives it a 6, saying it's too dark to see what's going on. Jackson gives it a 10. And then we get Jackson mentioning that it's a little Punisher-like. And Dead says it's too campy with cheesecake. One Slick Dude gives it a 7, saying her face looks like it has blisters on it. Maybe.
The mask.
Yeah. Let's see. Eric and Boyd, I changed it to a 7. Did you have a score? Oh, you deleted it. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I get that. So Eric and Boyd gives a 7. MK Rambo Catwoman and gives it a 10.
Well, yeah, Eric and Boyd dropped it from a 9 down to a 7.
Spock, glad to see you're back. He gives it a 5 to start out with. Maranya says, great design for the cover, muddled by the bad coloring choice. Even with the flaws, this is still a solid 10 for the action in Catwoman with a gun. So she's able to overlook some of the flaws. Joe says 7. It's dark, but it still looks nice. Let's see. She wanted to shoot with both barrels.
Zack's never said that before, right?
Oh, shut up.
Oh, there we go. Wait. Plus Orchid's accent. Let's see. Did I get a score from Dan before? No. Okay, that was his score. Okay, so Dan's giving it a 9. And then it looks like Rhaegar. So that gun is shooting a laser. It's definitely not a realistic boomstick. She's holding it like an actor in Hollywood who's never used a gun before holds it. Also, why is she not taking cover? And despite all that, he gives it a 10.
I don't think they really have a spot for her to take cover. Do you see a wall behind her or whatever? So I mean,
no, it's like she's in the jungle and shooting.
The captions, they'll never take her alive. So she's
She's bringing the fight.
So all right, let's see. We've got a 4 plus a 5 plus a 6 plus 5 7s plus an 8 and a 9 and 9 10s. So that is going to bring us 14, 15, 16.
Probably a 9.
Another divide by 19, and we have it's an 8. Ooh, an 8.26 to be exact.
Oh,
thanks, Zach.
Too high,
right?
Too high.
That gets dropped into the 8s, but so far through our first 5, we've got 2 10s, a 9, and 2 8s. So I'm thinking that people are liking the Jim Balant Catwoman here.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and put up the stop sign.
And before that, to show a realistic illustration of what's happening, VENKMAN, can you share what I shared to you on Twitter?
Oh, hold on. I was even looking. It's not anything dirty, is it? It's not like you're showing your litter box. Load. What do we got here?
Well,
I'm afraid they'll open it up.
So am I.
We all are.
Yeah. What did you do? Put this in the Twitter chat?
He put it in me.
Yeah. I couldn't find LK.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
I can't find LK either, but
what?
All right, I gotta share my screen for this. So don't worry, it's safe.
Yeah, I know it is.
It's basically there's a cat with a gun.
A
realistic version of what is happening.
Yeah. It's probably a little low because I'm having problems with it running slow, but yeah, it's not gonna load. That goes.
Well,
oh well, but
we get the point.
We do get the point.
All right, let me
both the points.
Okay. Oh, thanks. I'm quite sure how to get back to it. So, all right, on to issue number 5, and Zach, you get number 5. It's Catwoman beating up some gang members, it looks like.
Hey, look, it's that scene from Captain Marvel where the guy's like, you should smile more, and then she like beats him up. Yeah. Still, well, let's see. This window's actually not broken. That's interesting.
Yeah, right.
She's beating up one guy, 2 guys. It's all right. I'm gonna give it a 6. Nothing about it.
No.
Really exciting.
No, actually, the other member of the biker gang, remember, that's actually a lady.
Oh, they're a lady?
No, that's a guy. The Lost Souls. That looks totally like a guy. He's got a mustache.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
I see the mustache.
This
yeah.
isn't, and this wasn't done in 2024, so it's a guy.
No,
Yeah.
the one
No,
before.
No, the one on the ground, like by the trash.
Oh, no, it could be.
I gotta
Hard to
leave for a
say.
second, come back because it's because now I did that. Now I'm just not seeing
Oh,
whatever you're
no.
sharing.
Okay.
It pops on my phone,
Well,
but it's
well,
like I'm just seeing the background. So
Yep. Okay. We'll get to you when we get to you.
I'm just gonna refresh it.
All right.
See you soon.
Let's see. Issue 5 for me here. It's interesting. I'm going to assume because of the stained glass there that this is happening outside of a church. Again, another theme I think we're seeing with a lot of the Catwoman covers, again, because she's usually working at night, you know, that you have the nighttime themes with it. Oh, there he is. Oh, not yet. Now he's there. Hey, you pop right back even in your same spot.
Yep.
Welcome back. So I'm going to give this an 8. And we move on to Amy.
Yeah, I think an 8's good for this too. I do like the color in the stained glass window, and it gets bonus points for, you know, still being in one piece. But while I don't think it's as exciting as some of the others, it certainly is an interesting cover, and it does its job well. It's drawn nicely. So, yep, 8.
All right. And let's see. RDV.
I like how they're afraid to use Hell's Angels, so they put down less Lost Souls. I don't know if it was trademarked at that point. If a game.
Oh, yes. You could not use Hell's Angels, and I'll tell you how I know is because there was a Marvel UK title that I actually read that the first 6 issues are titled Hell's Angel.
Okay.
Yeah.
And from issue
know
7
that
on,
one.
it became
Well,
Dark
I
Angel.
was just saying I wasn't sure if the actual gang itself, Biker Gang,
Yeah.
trademarked it, so no one can use it.
Yeah.
But yeah, nobody messes with her and friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, her just beating up some biker guys. It is the 90s, so he had. I mean, the only thing that's missing is he doesn't have smiley faces on it on his bandana. They're like little weird signs.
Right.
But
Okay.
yeah, I like the giant magnum. Hey, look, there's a trash can back there. I'm just gonna give this an 8 though.
An 8. Okay. Dominic.
Let's see. Actors on point, and the stained glass window helps not only highlight Selena, but also like this gang she's fighting, and also the nightly colors is on point as well. However, I don't know.
I don't either.
Well, what score are you thinking of?
I want to say 10. However, I'll give this a 9 instead.
A 9. Okay. Evil Black Cat.
As much as it pains me, a 9.
A 9. Okay. And Eric.
Well, let me just say that that's an awesome pedestal. The dude looks like a lady's knocked out again.
That is a great pedestal. And look at the bottle on display.
Yeah.
But this is, I guess, this is in the 8 category again.
The 8s. Okay. All right. So we got 4 8s out of the 7 votes here from our panel. Let's see what the chat says. And let's see. All that waiting for that. I want my money back. Well, sorry. We'll give you a refund there, Jackson. Glenzer has a 9. And Eric and Boyd is trying to start a hashtag here. Hashtag kick Zach. Okay. Your choice.
What's wrong with Zach? We kick him all the time, though.
Eric and Boyd says a 9. MK says I like her black pasties and gives it a 10. Okay. I guess you could see that. It's Shadow. Undead Quinn gives it an 8.
Of course, it's MK saying it's really perverted.
Yeah. Rhaegar gives this a strong 9.
I'm judging you, MK.
Joe and Steven Spock both give it 6s. I believe that's where Zach was. Ethereal Dragon gives it an 8 for confusing me with the person on the floor.
He's knocked out.
Let's see. And Zach is giving his mea culpa there in the chat. Maranya says, great action, colorful stained glass window highlights Catwoman, action cover, Catwoman kicks butt, color scheme works, score it a dynamic 10. Jackson gives it a 9. One Slick Dude is a 7. Apparently this is about the window, which seems to be the focus. Interesting comment.
Through the window.
Let's see. Yeah, definitely. Hell's Angels will sue your ass. Yeah, for a very dangerous biker gang, they're also very litigious. And then it looks like that's all the other votes we've got right now. So I will put up the stop sign and we'll total up the scores. And we have 3 6s. We've got a 7. We've got 6 8s. We've got 6 9s as somebody's crunching or doing something there. And we got 2 10s.
Don't worry, he's not here. You can crinkle wrap right.
Oh, you're
And
right.
so
Let me go get my Fritos.
This is going to fall right back into the 8 category.
Yeah, that's fair.
To the tier list here, and okay, there it is.
The guy on the right is actually his arms over a trash can. This is blending in the wall because it's so dark.
So there we go.
Well,
And
now, but that event is taking place at night, so it makes sense.
let's see. We move on to issue number 6. And I guess I get to start this one this time. And oh, it's a Night Quest
Tie-in.
the Night
Crossover with Azrael. Yep.
Yeah. So interesting cover. Not quite sure what the heck that is supposed to be. That's clawing after her.
That's
at the top.
Azrael, Batman. Look at the horns.
Okay.
The claws.
Yeah, this is after Jean Paul created the Azrael Batman armor.
Okay, is he like 30 feet tall or something?
So it's supposed to be he's menacing her because in this he basically thinks she's a criminal.
It's like the giant Doctor Doom on that
And he
Fantastic
doesn't
Four
understand
Oh,
why.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, got it. Oh, I know why my eyes just didn't focus and didn't see the.
He's not Galactus, okay?
He didn't see the bat shape. Well, no, this is part of my eyesight. I'm basically blind in one eye, so sometimes
a lot when you watch WE.
Yeah, so haha, very funny. Yeah, but depth perception.
You still have one more eye than Angel Hernandez.
Sometimes don't work with me, guys. So, I mean, that being said, I mean it's decent. I wish that they made Selena bigger, more prominent on the cover. She seems to almost like fade in the background a little bit. So this isn't one of my favorites. I'm giving it a 7. Amy, your thoughts?
This actually looks, I think, really exciting. Like, I get the feeling if she's got like a barrel here of it's toxic. So she's probably either trying to get it away from someplace where it could be dangerous, or maybe somebody wants to use it as a weapon. But she's clearly trying to save something by moving that, because I don't think she doesn't steal toxins. So I don't know. I feel like she's up to something that's going to try and help people, and whoever this is in the background doesn't want her to help people. So that's bad. I think she looks downright heroic, and maybe, you know, Batman has a hard time getting rid of a bomb, and she has a hard time.
I was thinking the same thing. There's some days you can't get rid of a barrel of toxic sludge.
Yeah. Or she's stealing it to sell to the highest bidder. But so you're scoring.
Nah, I don't see Selena doing that, because that's not her character.
Amy, your score. Not done.
You know what? I'm going to give this one a 10. I think I'm really interested in knowing what she's doing and who she's helping and how this is going to turn out.
Okay, Venkman.
Short little synopsis for this is basically there's a plot to basically poison like the harbor and all that stuff, you know, going on. She's branded as a criminal by the cops because Bane runs the city right now.
Bane does? Oh no.
Yeah, Bane. This is during this city at Bane pretty much before Tom King.
No. I mean, it's based on Nightfall. However you point those guys.
Yeah. So Azrael, crazy guy, thinks that she's a criminal. Doesn't understand how Bruce was so weak to fall for her and stuff. So basically, that's why he's looming in the darkness, because he keeps interfering with her, trying to sabotage her when she's trying to save the day, be a hero. Something that what Batman, the normal Batman, would do. And she's freaking out because why is this guy basically fucking around with her? Because it's not the real Batman. So who is this person?
Right. She knows.
Yeah.
Okay.
That being
And your score for the cover.
I love the looming covers. We talked about Doctor Doom, and he is the villain in this. Azrael is in this series. The 2-issue crossover for 6, and I believe it's 6 and 7 are the crossovers for Batman. This is an absolute 10 for me.
Okay. And Dominic, what's your score?
I'm giving this one a 10 as well, because the looming shadow of Azrael as he's taking like Bruce's place like as Batman during his time of incapacitation.
Okay.
It really helps sell people how he's different from Bruce. Well, initially he was like honoring like the Batman legacy. However, when the system like reared its ugly head, and he started acting like unlike himself.
With the cover, though.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And also, you want to see Selena succeed in saving the day, while also trying to be one step ahead of Gotham PD, Bane, as well as Azrael.
Okay. Evil Black Cat, your score.
9. 9.
Okay. Eric?
Okay, actually, what she's carrying is toxic masculinity. She's rushing off to the Teeny Howard run to give it a much-needed boost of it. That's the good news. The bad news is that she was told to leave it at the beginning of the run.
Now the good news is that Tini is leaving by September.
Yeah, I'm sure they can find a way to get under her. I'll probably replace her with Megan. I would give us a 10 because I said I love the like I said the looming giants villain. But it's without having read the book, and even having read the book, it took a second to figure out who that was. So if it was a little more obvious, it might help me. But everything else about this cover is really, really good. Even though that the barrel covers up her boobies. It's a 9.
A 9. Okay, and Zach, your score.
I was gonna give it a 6, but then I thought of that whole comparison with Adam West Batman. Some days you can't get rid of a bomb. that pumps it up to a 7.
A 7. All right. Let's see what we get from the chat. All right, come on.
We do get the previous toxic masculinity joke, Eric. Modified.
Let's see. Glenzer gives it an 8. And we get a 6 from Undead Quinn, a 7 from Eric and Boyd, and a 6 from Steven Spock.
This is a barrel of mixed
mods. And, Eric and Boyd had the same joke you did, Eric. Ethereal Dragon gives it a 7 for messing with people's eyes. MK gives it a 9. He says it's menacing. Azrael Red Eyes is cool with his claws. She kind of looks like she's running for a touchdown with a toxic barrel instead of a football. Jackson gives it a 7, and we get a 5 from Rhaegar. And let's see. Ethereal is also saying it's too hard to tell what's going on. Maranya says it's a great cover, looming as Azrael over Catwoman. Bottom color doesn't quite fit the mood. She scores it a toxic 9. Let's see. Joe gives it a 5. And we get a 7 from Hustler and Muscular. Well, hey, welcome. Glad you joined us here ranking the cover. So again, pretty sure you kind of figured it out. 1 to 10, 1 being god-awful, all the way up to 10 being super awesome. And we appreciate you being here and scoring covers with us. One Slick Dude gives it a 7. And, of course, Eric. Well, Eric, so you guys can battle out who had the joke first. And hey, Manny is here, and he comes in with a 7 on this cover as well.
Aren't they both Eric Breen?
I
only according to E.
But it may or may not be true. So let's see what we've got score-wise here. Again, we got kind of a gamut here. We've got 2 5s, and we've got 2 6s, and we've got 8 7s, 1 8, 4 9s, and 3 10s. So 5, 7, 9, 12. So 20 votes this time. Thank you, folks. And that comes out to a 7.6. So that is just going to crawl barely into the 8 category. Your mileage may vary. So we are done with number 6. And let's see here. Yeah, Eric, you lose every time. It happens. We are moving on to number 7, and that is going to take us right back up to the top of the screen. And Amy, you get to lead us off here on number 7.
Oh, wow. This is really exciting. Oh, she found all the other toxic barrels. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. It looks like a good action pose. Can't see her face really well, but it seems to be angled correctly. Nice hand movement. Aerial Batman?
Azrael
Batman. He looks spiky. He has a projector on his chest that makes a Batman symbol?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Why does he do that?
Way to rip off Spider-Man, Azrael.
Well, Bruce does it too.
I know.
So Spider-Man ripped off Bruce.
I think I'll give this this is good. I'll give it a 7.
A 7. Okay. Venkman.
This is I always love these covers because he's so menacing. And then when I start to notice like the leg, I'm like, oh, that's Venom's chest. The little spikes going offside. It just shows you what a nightmare this guy was. On top of that, that's crazy. Pretty batty. But also look at he's got on his leg, he's got the pouches.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He's got the 90s pouches. Yep.
He's got this creepy claws. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be attacked by him. But yeah, I'm gonna give this a 10. I just love how menacing it is, and she's literally trying to claw him but misses. Because he's a bad guy. You're gonna miss.
Okay. Dominic.
Ooh. Well, continuing where we left off at issue 6, we finally seen the climax of Selena finally meeting Jean-Paul as Batman, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat as he makes you curious on what's gonna happen and who will come out on top. As Selena tries to save Gotham, however, because of a misunderstanding, Azrael thinks she is a criminal. Well, all that being said, the composition is on point, along with the action as well as the background is colors are strong, and other than that, I honestly give this one another 10.
A 10. All right, and it's Evil Black Cat's turn.
Polio over-designed hazmat suits, Batman.
Okay, a 9 from the cat.
No, I just said hazmat suit is over-designed. I'm giving this a 10.
Oh, a 10. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is actually was going back between the current Batman book at the time. So it was like a 4-part or 3-part.
Yeah. Okay. Eric.
I'm gonna give this an 8. Not sure what she's looking at.
She's probably blinded with the light.
Could be.
Yeah, it could
wrapped
be.
up like it's.
Okay. Zach.
Look at this. We got an action shot. We got Azrael Batman. It's very 90s looking. I'm gonna give this a. I'll give it an 8. There's some urgency here. I'll give it an 8.
Okay. I'm going to make just one comment on this. I'm surprised nobody else mentioned it. And I'm just going to put this out to the folks that have read this. Is he naked from the waist down?
No.
Nah, I don't think so.
It's a gray suit.
Okay, because that looks like flesh-colored legs to me.
It does look flesh. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'm just like, did he just run out to, put the costume on?
If that's the case, then no wonder he's angry.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
So, So
I'd be angry too if I was a Ken doll.
Yeah. So still knowing all that, while the composition's good, I'm just kind of right there with Eric and Zach, and I'm going to give it an 8 as well. So let's see what we get from the chat. See maybe if anybody else picked up on.
If you don't like the cover, I do recommend people to go check out the stories. These are awesome.
Yeah. Let's see. Glenzer starts off the chat, gives us a 10. Undead Quinn gives us an 8. And Manny says 10 for the Bobs. Steven Spock is an 8. I'm sensing a theme here. Eric and Boyd Gargamel. Okay, and gives it an 8. Not sure I see the Smurf reference there, but Jackson gives it a 9. Let's see, Dan, 7. This is my low end thus far. Hard to draw Azrael, honestly. So many accoutrements to account for. Yeah, they definitely, especially you look at Joe Quesada.
I just noticed he's doing the same pose in issue 6.
Oh, okay.
You get to see the full thing now.
One Slick Dude gives it a 7 for Azrael the Porcupine. Rhaegar gives it a 7.
With his 24 abs.
Yeah, Ethereal Dragon gives it a 9. Maranya says, the cover feels like a repurposed panel. Catwoman is drawn well, Azrael not so much. Too many flaws, drop this to a 7. Wow, for me, sadly. Okay. Joe is in the 7 camp as well. MK says 10. He loves the angle of Catwoman. I forgot about his death machine claws that Azrael is rocking. Let's see. Trying to get a few bucks to the first 3 appearances. How low will Zach go? Well, there is no bottom there for Zach.
It's true. It's true. I'm like Loki in that Doctor Strange scene.
Yeah. You can say I like my characters anatomically correct, but, I am also a J. Scott Campbell fan. So, think of that as well.
The great one.
Yeah. And I mean, I admit that I'm surprised nobody yelled out, oh my God, where are her organs? But
in her chest.
Yeah.
They're in her body and they're in their spots because organs aren't that big.
Yeah, so let's total up the score. And we've got an interesting concentration here. We've got 6 7s. We came up with 6 8s, 2 9s, and 6 10s.
Oh,
so
wow.
Just 20 votes there. And that is going to put this in the 8s.
Also, if you haven't done so, please smash that like button and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications. We were doing these nightly.
Oh, there it is. God, sometimes looking at these little thumbnails, it's hard to figure out which cover it is.
It is sometimes, and I was doing that last time I was hosting. I was like, which one are we showing up there? I had to look on my phone. Oh, that's right, this one.
It's fair for putting issue number 7 of Catwoman in the 8th.
Yep. So, all right. And speaking of 8s, we're on to issue number 8. And Venkman, you get to start us off on this one.
Yeah, this is where we get this weird butterfly lady. No, that's a level of the 90s. You had all these crazy, weird villains coming out. Like Condiment King is another one of them. And I just love the kooky villains. And of course, because Batman has kooky villains, why not Catwoman have it?
Yeah.
They're on the rooftops. You get, we're getting to see.
Apparently, this is Zephyr. So
yeah, doesn't change it that she's still weird.
Also,
it just has a name that's weird too.
Yeah.
But
also, people, she's in no way related to Zephyr Faith Herbert from the original Valiant universe.
No one even knows who that character is.
No.
I guarantee it. But they're on the rooftop. This is interesting. You get to see her from behind now. At least with a side profile, her head. So her ears are kind of going toward the right. get to see behind them. Usually you get to see the front profile or the side, so you only see one. She's got the claws out, and I like this because she's on like a little tightrope cable,
Right.
and she's only got the finger claws, which they do retract. I mean, she's not using the toe claws. The toe claws were weird, but I like this, and she's pretty much like, oh, great, another freaking crazy person I got to battle. And of course, the crazy person's got their hands out. Look at me, and she's like, put some pants on. Because I literally think that the other one's not wearing anything but a bathing suit and some robe. I'm giving this a 9.
A 9. All right, Dominic, what is your score here?
Let's see. For number 8, I gotta give this one an 8.
An 8, okay.
Yeah. I mean, even though everything is on point, once again, the usage of the Dutch angle, only the action poses for both Selena and Zephyr are on point, along with the composition of the anatomy and colors. However, there's something off about this particular moment. Just from a point of execution.
Okay. Evil Black Cat.
This is another 10 for me.
A 10. Okay. And Eric.
I'm gonna give this a 5.
A 5. Okay.
She doesn't. She looked like, again. Who is she looking at? What is she looking at? I think the other character up there just looks weird. The surrounding stuff's okay, but it's just, I don't know. Something about this just isn't grabbing me at all.
Yeah. Oh no, fair enough. And when you mentioned it, yeah, it's suddenly like it looks more like she's looking at us than at who she should be facing. So Zach.
Who is Zephyr? We don't know, because she was apparently that bad that DC just shelved her. I'm gonna go lower than Eric on this. I'm gonna say it's a 4. Uninteresting character. Not sure what Selena's doing. The color of the sky is nice, but yeah, no, this is a 4.
Okay. Yeah, I'm wanting to give it a higher score, but yeah, there's some wonky things with her face, and just a couple other things. So I'm going to drop down to a 7 because I mean it's still a nice looking Catwoman. Amy.
I like the composition. I think it's fun that there's a butterfly lady. It's a neat character. The buildings are kind of cool, and I like the colors. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a 10.
A 10. Oh. You know what? Part of me was hoping you would give it a 6, because then we would have had 4 through 10 covered by the panel.
4 through 10?
Yeah. So, but that's all right. Let's see what we get from the chat. Undead Quinn. Well, there we go. There's my 6. Manny gives it a 7, as does Glenzer. And then let's see. Undead Quinn's noting that the butterfly chick's legs look like pool noodles. Oh, God. Yeah, her left leg. Yeah, that's a weird bend there. Steven Spock gives it a 6. Let's see. Joe gives it a 6. MK gives it a 9. And Eric and Boyd is saying, yeah, sorry, changing it to 7. No problem. And let's see. Maranya is saying the villain in Catwoman's position should be reversed. Honestly, still a great cover and scores at a dynamic 9. Dan Alvin says, too much tiptoe for me on both characters, but 8 overall. Love the Pink Moon. Always puts the Nick Drake song in my head. All right. And let's see. We get One Slick Dude with a 7. Saying, okay, if the moon's below Catwoman's calf, what is the pink circle supposed to be there for?
They're on Tatooine. You didn't know?
Yeah, so Rhaegar and Ethereal Dragon both give it 5s. And with Ethereal Dragon saying it makes no sense, the other woman is clearly visible, but not Catwoman despite being that close. And then Jackson gives it a 6, noting the weird anatomy, plus Selena's right hand is in the way. Well, yeah. hey, remember, Comics Code was still active at this time. So we'll go ahead and put the stop sign up. And this is going to be an interesting score here because we have 1 4, we got 3 5s, we got 4 6s, we got 5 7s, 2 8s, 3 9s, and 2 10s. So 5, another 20 votes. And that is going to give us our first 7 of the night. So there we go. Pop it into the 7s. And we are heading on to, looks like issue number 9. Number 9. All right. And to start us off on number 9, Dominic. You get to go with number 9. Oh, looks like we get part 2 of the Catwoman versus Zephyr fight.
Mm-hmm. And instead of a city, it's taking place at a carnival.
Huh.
All right. Well, that's it. So for issue number 9, I got to give this one 9, a massive improvement from the previous issue because the reason I give it an 8 is because of how besides the composition of the anatomy as well as the background, it's how like the faces were drawn. But this one like they're actually facing each other as they move their fight from the city to the carnival over in Gotham, and it makes you curious. Here's what's gonna happen next. Like who will come out on top. Also, like the lighting isn't bad, like in this issue as well.
Okay, Evil Black Cat.
What issue is this?
Number 9.
That's what I'm giving it.
You're giving it a 9. All right, Eric.
Well, if you add the two together, you get a 10. But I'm giving this another 5.
Another 5.
Her face, both faces look weird, but the Butterfly, whatever her name is, Zephyr, just really looks weird.
It's Barbara Gordon in a fetish style.
If only. Zach.
Why is Zephyr pink?
That's her skin.
She looks like she's pink though. She looks like she's made out of bubble gum.
She changed colors from the previous.
I'm just gonna assume it's the lighting.
Zach, people of different colors are still people.
It's a shading.
Get out of here, Cat. Get out of here.
You're also looking at a scam comic from 30 years ago.
I'm gonna give it a 6. I'll say it's average. It's better than the last issue. I like the roller coaster backdrop. They're actually fighting. They're not just like looking at each other. Also, those gams. Yeah. Pink or not, gams are gams. So
All right. So first off, I wish whoever it was in the chat, I can't remember now, had mentioned the legs, because now I see the noodle left leg and I can't unsee it. The way that it just like warps from her torso into the butt into the leg, it's just like a noodle. Also, this apparently is the world's most dangerous roller coaster because that drop is vertical.
Right? That's a steep drop.
With that being said, the rest of it's okay. I'm just in the 7 camp. Amy.
I think I'd probably give this one. Probably a 7. It's good.
Okay.
And okay. After look at this over again, I would like to change my vote previously from 9 to a 7. Yeah, so
okay.
one point below from the 8 score for issue 8.
Okay, so you're a 7. Okay. All right, and Venkman.
Hey, what's up? My name's Dominic. I'm changing my score from. Oh, just kidding. Zach. you see a lady, she's showing off some legs, some skin, and you're like, oh, she's just too pink for me. Honestly,
That's a switch.
If this was actually in 2024, they'd be making it on the cover, and I'd still be okay with it. You know why? Because they're two babes. But then again, I think about it, they'd all look like Carol Danvers, and one won't be.
Give us your vote.
Well, my vote is that if you see a ginger, you should be able to vote for it because there are no gingers today in comic books. And that being said, this is a 10 for me, Zach.
A 10. Okay. All right. Well, I was just going to say, too, that, when Zach said it looks like she's made out of bubble gum, if she was, then it would make sense for the way that her leg stretches and moves. But let's see what we get from the chat. And starting off, Manny comes in strong with a 6. And then we've got Steven Spock with a 9. We've got Undead Quinn with a 6. We've got Eric and Boyd with a 7. Glenzer comes in with a 9. Let's see. Joe has a 5. And let's see. It sure is leg day. You're darn right, Undead Quinn. Let's see. Ethereal Dragon has a 7. Maranya says, once again, reverse Catwoman and the villain. It is Catwoman's book, not a random villain. Background is good, but can't save this one. Score it a failure of a 7. Oh, that's still a high score for a failure. One Slick Dude gives it a 6. Unless the butterfly woman can fly, they are both falling to their deaths. Well, there's that.
Literally, this pose, it is weird because they're not falling, and if they are, it is a weird pose for falling. They're going to do kung fu while they're falling.
It's called falling with style.
Yeah.
Watch Toy Story.
But nevertheless, Maria has a point about reversing their positions.
Yeah, and Dan Alvin gives it a 7. Let's see. Perhaps she's Irish. Roller coasters like the roads in that one Bill Cosby stand-up about San Francisco. Hey, I've driven those roads in San Francisco. I know what he's talking about. And it looks like that is all the votes we've got.
When is Venkman not drunk? My entire 30s. I did all my drinking in my 20s, bro.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't want to be, paying, especially when Obama took over.
No good drunk that doesn't remember 2 years of his life.
Yeah. All right. So we've got 3 5s. We've got 4 6s. We've got 7 7s. I think I know where this one might be. We got 3 9s and we got 2 10s.
Oh, is there a first 6?
Nope. It just stays into the 7s. So it'll join its compatriot as a 7. Yeah, and this is a Jim Balant cover, isn't it?
It is.
Looking for his audio. There it is. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So we have done issue number 9. And we are now on to double digits. Issue number 10. Catwoman, a couple of tigers. And let's see. This is going to be Evil Black Cat getting to start off. He gets a cover with 2 big tigers or 2 big kitties on it. So what do you think, Evil Black Cat?
A 10.
It's a 10. All right.
Little cat representation.
Eric.
I got to give this a 10.
Okay.
I really like this. This one just jumped out at me as soon as you put it up there.
Yeah. Let's see. Zach.
This is worthy. This is the Mjolnir of Catwoman covers. This is a 10.
A 10. All right.
Look at those tigers. That's
cool.
not a euphemism. I mean the actual tigers.
Yeah. So let me ask you now, has Jim Balant ever been kind of accused of photo tracing or anything of that sort?
Nope.
And okay, because I only ask because the tigers look really realistic. And so just curious. Otherwise, yeah, I'm kind of in that 10 category. Great look on her face and just a really striking cover.
I don't think it used AI back then.
No, not AI, but I mean,
Yeah.
Greg Land was, doing his
Well,
stuff.
Greg Land just like any other, like David Nakayama. They both follow hot girls on Instagram and would just copy their photos.
Yeah. Well, there's there was
he
light box and stuff. So, Amy, your score.
I'm like, oh look, cats. Yeah, I'll give this one a 10. I like the tigers. And
Big
she
cat.
looks, yep, they're very cool.
All right, RDV.
Zach, you gave this a 10?
I gave it a 10.
Oh, the white tigers. That's what it is.
The white tigers and Selena Kyle. No, they're not white tigers. Those are regular tigers. They got orange on them, dude. You can't see that?
Yeah, but they're pretty much white in the front there. So.
Okay, but white tigers are 100%
All
white.
right. Venkman, what's your score?
So they're saying they're mixed tigers, and you're okay with it. Okay.
Gosh, get out of here.
No. This is a 10. As Breen said, they're ready to pounce at you, and same with her. Like, this is her alleyway, or her alley, upper alley.
Yep.
So I like this.
Yep. All right, Dominic, are you going to sweep the panel?
What can I say? This is a solid 10. Dramatic.
10.
Man, the composition's on point, and like the Tigers and Selena, like to complement each other really well, especially when it comes to the colors as well as the composition. And also, as Maranya mentioned, this helps sells the book.
That's true. All right, let's see what we get from the chat. Rhaegar, give it a 4. And he says, I literally thought Jim Balant was pronounced Ball-ant. Well, I've heard both Balant, Balance. I've got to look at an interview of his to see how it's actually pronounced. Steven Spot gives it a 10. We get a 9 from Manny saying for Siegfried and Roy. Undead Quinn also gives it a 9. Let's see. Dan is noting it's a Siberian Nightmare. Glenzer gives it a 10, and Joe comes in with a 9. Ethereal Dragon goes 10. And who is it? Eric and Boyd gives it a 9. Maranya says it's a dramatic cover, well drawn overall, sells it. Those tigers will eat anyone who doesn't give this cover a solid 10, like I am. Yep. You don't want to disappoint the kitties. Let's see. MK saying I like the kitty in the middle, but 10, the level of detail is great. Harley has hyenas. Selena has tigers. Yeah. Let's see. Once like 9, the tigers look better and jump out at you more than Catwoman. Okay. And let's see. People are, mentioning maybe based on pictures, but not traced. Fair enough. She looks like she has 2 Tigertrons working with her. Kudos if you know where he's from. Let's see. Dan, 10 again. Cage bars in the back really frame the intimidating foreground. Oh, yeah, there are bars there. All right. So let's see what we've got here.
Repeating the stripes.
I will toss up the stop sign. And this is a little bit simpler. We've got a 4 plus 5 9s, and we've got 13 10s. And I think, yep, it's going to just keep it out of the 10s. It drops into the 9. Just by a hair. 9.4. Sorry. So we can all blame Rhaegar.
Dang it, Rhaegar. It's okay.
You can blame Rhaegar and you can blame Mal. So there you go. All right. On to issue 11. And this is going to be Eric Breen. Here you go. Issue 11. Uh-oh. Selena's in some peril. What do you think?
I'm going to go 9.
A 9. All right. Anything in particular?
I don't know why this isn't a 10 necessarily, because I like the cats in the background. Yeah, it's nice and foreboding, but I don't know. I don't think it's quite as, it's not quite the cover before it or the earlier one I gave a 10 to. So I'm gonna say 9.
All right, Zach.
Eric was being very generous. I'm gonna say it's a 5.
Oof.
I don't know why Redhead Luther from Crisis is in here and why he's golden. Yeah, no, it's a 5. I'm sorry.
All right. So, Venkman, Dominic, who's the bad guy here?
On the photo or in the panel?
On the
No, we know who that is.
we already know on the panel. On the cover.
That proudly.
I mean, there's a ton of black cats on here, so I mean, they could be the villains too.
Yeah. I'm talking about the golden guy there that kind of looks like Alexander Luthor, but I'm pretty sure it isn't.
I have no idea who this is, but I mean, he's supposed to be the villain, though. Obviously, because he's trying to kill her.
Yep, definitely.
And he's pulling her hair.
Score, yeah, not as great. I can't give this a 10. Yeah, I'm gonna go 8.
Be honest, and we'll criticize you.
Yep. Oh, there's just some things. Plus, it's I understand it being darkness, but it's just too murky for me. So
it's that Game of Thrones aspect. I'm telling you,
they're outside.
Yep. Amy, your score.
I think I would probably give this an 8. I do like all the little black kitties in the background. They're cute.
I got it.
Dan Elvin, are you saying what's going on in the upper left corner? Do you mean like where he's pulling her hair? Or are you talking about the right side?
Is that supposed to be a lady? Or
no, I think it's just some kind of snake person. That's what it looks like.
Snake person?
I don't know.
I don't know. I won't bet that the villain she's facing off is a member of the organization, of the terrorist organization Cobra.
Cobra!
Okay. So, Venkman, your score.
We got hair pulling. We've got cats. There's one jumping over like he's just like evil. You got the other ones are like, dude, look at that guy. He's just overselling it. He's just so evil. It's kind of like the origin story again. More of evil black cat. He got his family walking behind there. He's like what a dork. The villain's lame, but that's the 90s though. The villains were not always good looking villains.
Right.
So with that being said, I love the expression on her face. And she's trying to run away, but he caught her, and now he's basically going to kill her. I'm giving this a 10.
A 10, okay. So, and Dan's asking about the nebulous brown creature on the left, and so that is actually his arm.
His arm, and he's grabbing her hair.
His arm in his hand. So again, this is the 90s. If you remember, there were a lot of characters that had giant gauntlets covering their forearm and what have you. So that's what we've got here. So Dominic, your score.
Honestly, in spite of a few issues, I had to give this one a 10 because you see Selena's in peril as she tries to make it out of this warehouse alive from this armor wearing villain from Cobra. Also, the colors help highlight not only his weapons but also the bits of red where it helps sell the menace factor in this guy.
All right, and Evil Black Cat.
Well, I'm in the cover, so definitely a 10.
Exactly.
Cute.
Oh, such an easy mark there. All right, let's go to the chat. What do we have here? We've got E3-year-old dragon. I don't think Rhaegar's trolling it. He's get his honest opinion. So, and let's see, Manny is giving it an 8. Undead Quinn is giving it a 7, and Steven Spock is giving it an 8. Ethereal's asking why is the lighting better on everyone else? Well, it's just artistic choice. Glenzer and Eric and Boyd both give it 8s.
Like I said, I might be a little bit biased, just like you. Like LK loves Spider-Woman.
Yep.
Catwoman 90s. These are my covers.
Yep, fair enough. Rhaegar gives it a 10. One Slick Dude gives it a 7, and his comment is when they can't figure out what to draw, they stick a bunch of feral house cats on the cover.
Well, back then, like artists used gorillas for the covers.
Yeah. Let's see. Dan Alvin gives it a 7, and I think we answered your question on what was going on with the shoulder. MK gives it a 10, saying it's an awesome pose. Maranya, Catwoman in peril. Color highlights the weapon going for her throat. Details perfect. Red trade dress adds to the menace of the cover. Score a dynamic 10. All right.
She's wearing a red dress.
No, the
No,
of the title.
Trade dress. So,
Oh,
the trade dress.
That's pretty.
so
Yeah, I mean, like, so you're wondering, like, yeah, he's grabbing, like, the whatever it is grabbing her hand. His claws are clenching in, like you see the Azrael's, and then that is just a giant, huge gauntlet that goes around his wrist.
Yep.
You know,
So all right. So what we've got 3 5s, we got 3 7s, we got 6 8s, we got a 9, and we've got 6 10s. And that is going to put this into the 8.
You know what story I want to know? Does she ever get rid of the marshmallows?
Yeah. Well, yeah. At first, I thought it was marshmallows. I think it's just they're supposed to be like shiny.
Yeah, the glares. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But I mean the marshmallows. Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out what issue do they go away?
Yeah. And here we are to the final cover of the night. It is issue number 12. And for issue number 12, we go to Zach.
Okay.
Zach, you're in a cover.
I know, I'm dead. They even untied my bow tie, those rats.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this is a 9. It's cool. I like the Azrael Batman, all shiny. Catwoman's doing something kind of heroic. It's different. I like that very 90s silver hand, that claw. Also, hey, there's that mysterious AK-47 again. And there's another stinking black cat in the corner. Get him out of there.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 9.
Okay.
I'm laughing at your corpse, Zach. I am laughing at your corpse.
Laugh. I'm sure Catwoman saves me.
Actually, it looks like the guy who's dating Scarlett Johansson, the one that's on SNL updates.
Oh, yeah, it does kind of look like that guy.
Oh, Colin Joust, I think his name is.
Joust? Joust? Yeah. One of the,
so let's see. My score
he's
for the
into
final one here of the
racism,
night. Yeah, I think I'll join you with the 9. All the characters look good. You know, you can see I like the struggle on Selena's face there of trying to hold back Azrael from, you know, sinking the claw, and even though it does appear he's already dead.
How bad is it that I think this guy looks a lot like JFK?
Maybe more JFK Jr. But anyways, Amy, what's your score?
Well, Zach, the blood's in the front of his face.
I know. Besides that, I'm just. Yeah.
I don't think she'd be trying to save him if he was beyond it. So I think she's going to be able to save this guy, and I think it's going to be really heroic, going to have a happy ending. So I hope
He's dead.
Does really good and adopts a little cat there, the other side, and I hope Batman comes back soon so this bad Batman can go away. So go on, Catwoman. I'll give this one a 10.
A 10. All right. Well, the story is called Night's End. So, RDV.
These actually are these are her cats that follow around with her. Selena had a bunch of cats, just like Michelle Pfeiffer did in Batman Returns.
Gosh,
Julie
you're a
Newmar
great
did it
Catwoman.
first. Julie Newmar did it first.
All right. So, Venkman, what's your score?
I can help but notice Dan's comment is like where his on his leg, his boot thing, it's getting pretty close to her crotch.
Oh my gosh, it is. Is that a blade?
I don't know if it's a blade or if it's just a leather that pops out. Maybe it's like tassels. I don't know. It's weird. But it almost looks like Azrael's got 3 eyes there, but that's actually the blood glaring off the guy's, probably blood splat. Right. It's on his other arm too.
Yep.
Very demonic looking Batman, and then you got her just trying to do her best. The expression again, she's pulling on it as strong as it's basically as much as she can. She's straining. The hairstyle, detail, the costume. His claws look a little pretty much mangled, especially that thumb up at the elbow. But overall, I'm going to give this about a 7 because I don't like that blood splat on the helmet. Makes it look like he's
Okay.
got 3 eyes.
All right. And Dominic, your final score of the night.
Let's see. What for issue 12? No, since it is getting close like almost towards the end of Nightfall, I'm gonna give issue 12 a 9.
A 9. All right. And let's see, Evil Black Cat.
Well, I'm still in the background in the cover,
Yep.
so a 10.
All right. Eric.
When we eventually read this on the Geeky Puppet Show, guess who Maranya's playing?
You guys won't let me read this on the channel. I would love it.
The kitty cat in the background? Oh.
Yeah. Too many 90s there. I saw the forecast. I'm gonna give us a 10. I really do like this. I just like where Azrael looks menacing as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just like this.
Okay.
And I don't think I said I understand Maranya's point, but I think by now the main character, the title character, doesn't have to be front and center in every book. Otherwise, you just do poses. That's what today's comics do.
These were crossover.
I like these. I like the old days better when they were part of an action shot, but didn't necessarily have to be.
Yeah.
Plus, the cover, the cover of issue 12 is not cluttered, so the camera is still focusing on both Selena and Azrael.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what we got from the chat here for one last time. Ethereal Dragon comes in with a 9. We get an 8 from Manny and an 8 from Eric and Boyd. And we get a 10 from Glenzer. We get 8s from Undead Quinn and Steven Spock. We get a 9 from Joe. We get more 8s from Rhaegar and One Slick Dude. And let's see. Dan gives it a 6. And MK gives it a 10 for sure. Just a badass cover. She's trying to stop Azrael from murdering this dude. Let's see. Maranya says this looks more like a repurposed Batman cover than Catwoman cover. Focus is off of Catwoman, which is wrong. Great art. Score, sadly, is an 8 because of Asbat stealing the focus. And let's see. There we
She
go.
also says, picture her holding up her cleaver.
Yep. So let's see what we tally up here for the final score of the night. We have 1 6 plus 1 7 plus let's see 7 8s.
Wait, is that
And
me
we
then? As
got-
Azrael saying that Michelle Pfeiffer's awesome, and Zach's like, she's not.
Yep, 5 9s and 5 10s. 17. So again, we finish off with 19, so that's good, strong. And wow, this is going to just creep into the 9s. That's an 8.6.
Woo!
So it slips into the 9s. So there is the list. Let me blow this up. We can take a look at this. All right. Oops. And sometimes you don't have the finest of control here with the mouse. Come on, there we go. There we go. That's so we've got 2 7s. We've got the 2 Zephyr covers basically down here in the 7s. I think that's good enough. We do wind up with 6 covers in the 8s. So this is the jungle cover with her kicking the 2 bad guys.
The bear toes.
Yeah, the bear. Yeah, the claw toes. We've got Catwoman with the automatic rifle. Catwoman in front of the church beating up the gang members. Catwoman with the toxic waste being menaced by Azrael. Part 1, Part 2. And then her being menaced by the guy with the golden, whatchamacallit here.
I would say toxic sludges first.
Which toxic sludge?
Right there.
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else have a different choice on what's the best 8?
Oh,
The best-
Machine gun.
Machine gun Catwoman.
Machine gun.
I like
Okay,
the some days
all
you
right.
can't get rid of a toxic barrel.
That one
sludge.
is good too.
Okay.
Oh, the
How
top-
about
I've
that?
heard-
Is that
Let's see. I mean, her carrying the toxic barrel goes.
Right, one's like.
Let's see. Okay.
Yep.
Oh no, actually, yeah, that's fine.
So good with this lineup.
Yes.
That's
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Then we've got in the 9s. We've got 3 in the 9s. We've got issue number 1. Or no, I'm
Tiger.
sorry. No, I'm
Put the
sorry.
Tigers.
This-
Put the Tiger
no, I'm sorry.
first.
This
That's
is the
0
issue. We've got the Tigers and then Azrael here.
Put the Tigers
So-
first, and then
Tigers are the first.
Tigers.
Absolutely.
I think that
And actually, I would put Selena versus Jean Paul as second, and the 0
Yeah.
issue on third.
You
Yep.
know, Zach, if we ever read that issue,
I'd
with
put
the
0
cover,
issue on second, and then
I'm putting in the title. The Death of
Okay.
Zach.
All right. How many vote for the 0 issue being the second best cover in the 9s?
I mean, I'm happy
Or-
either.
Or let me do it this way. Amy, out of the 2, which is your favorite?
I like the one where she's rescuing the guy and fighting the evil Batman.
Okay. So with Azrael. Okay, Venkman?
I gotta go with it. She's trying to save Zach. You know,
All right.
despite the fact that she's, you know, Heath.
Okay,
likes Batman.
Dominic, I think you already said you like Azrael.
Yeah.
Okay. I know Black Cat, you said you like the 0 cover. Eric.
Even though that poor guy's already been Maranya'd, I gotta go with that one being second.
All right. 4 votes. And then we go to the Super Awesomes. We've got 2. We've got issue number 1. And we've got issue, I believe
two.
this was number 3. The battle damage. Or maybe it's issue 2.
Ooh, yeah.
No, that's issue 2.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
so that's
That's 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think I was fine the way it is.
Yep.
I agree.
It's dinosaurs. It's got to be first.
okay. Sounds good. All right. There's our lineup of the 13 Catwoman covers 0 through 12. And I think it's cool that
Hi, Joe.
none of them were lower than a 7.
Thanks, Maranya.
So
Oh,
that's
it's solid.
awesome. So once again, this was another fun stream. Thank you everybody for coming out. Before we go, let me announce what the poll results are.
Oh, yay.
And in 4th place is Devil Dinosaur with 3%.
Wah,
In
wah.
4th place, unfortunately, sorry, Zach, I did vote for New Warriors too, but New Warriors got 14%. Maybe next time.
Outraced.
Y'all failed me, chat.
And
no
your
one cares
winner,
about New Warriors.
with 48%, Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, Silver Age. So it looks like we're going to be doing at some point here the Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, Silver Age
In
book.
brightest
So-
day, in blackest night. Haha, suck it, Zach.
Well, the scary thing is that for a while, Submariner and Green Lantern were actually tied.
Yeah,
That-
but there
yeah.
was a late kick. We got a total of 29 votes, so really do appreciate
And the
that.
poll's still open though, unless because you can't close it.
Yeah, I mean the poll is still open. Although I've noticed if you go back to watch the previous videos, I don't see the poll in the chat.
Wow.
So
Once the stream ends, the poll ends.
yeah, so let me just write these down just in
And
case.
the stream.
Don't worry. One of these days, we will cover the New Warriors.
Zach's gonna need some Chicago style voting to get that over the finish line.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Well,
I got
Zach, where do you get that duffel bag from?
what duffel bag.
Yep.
Oh,
All right. Well, thank you, panel. I appreciate it. I know we've got another comic book ranking show tomorrow night. I don't know what the covers are for that. Because I don't think we're doing the 1950s number ones just quite yet. Although I know that one, those are definitely up on the dock. So we'll see. But please come back again at 10:30 Eastern. We really appreciate it. Anything else going on the next couple days, panel?
Well, before you come here, check out the Geeky Puppet Show, because on Tuesdays and Thursday nights we'll be going live around 9 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be getting this stuff done. As far as talking about the new comic books coming out, then showing us the books on Thursday. So
Zach, am
All
I
right.
to understand that you won't be there tomorrow night?
No, I've got one of those night appointments. I'm the guy who still works, so I have to. He can only meet me at 6 o'clock at night.
So it's just this week or the other one as well?
What do you mean?
Tomorrow you're not going to make it tomorrow, but is it
Yeah.
a regular thing or will you be
No,
there?
it's not a regular thing. This is just a one-time appointment.
Okay, in that case, see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, next Tuesday then. Yeah.
I see what you did there. All right. Well, this is
Ah,
okay.
boo, boo!
Yeah.
Don't laugh at that. No.
Yeah. So once again, thank you for joining us. Please, if you haven't already, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, click on that notification so you get all the goodness. This is LK for the I Love Comics channel. Thanking you for joining us, and have a good night and good morning.
Good night, everyone.
Not everyone.
Good night.
Hi, everybody.
Pay the old fat ball man in the Ko-Fi link. It's in the scroller right now.
And if you subscribe to Ko-Fi, you're eligible to receive content from him. Under the Bridge content. Good night.
Good night now.